Good morning, good evening, whenever you're watching this, and welcome back to Taryn Plays Persona 5 Royal. So, in the last episode, the latter half of the Phantom Thieves reiterated their promise to Ren, and had their third awakenings. We also caught the biggest fish we ever caught, the Ichigaya Kingpin. And we just got back with spending time with Sumire, who talked to us a bit about her past and why she wanted to be Kasumi instead of herself. There's some self-confidence issues. Anyway, the Beef Bowl shop is bustling. I believe we have a crossword tonight.
Hey!
Let's see. Bacchus's beverage. Bacchus is the god of wine. Joyful celebration. Let's see. Probably not what I'm looking for. Alright, let's see. Ancient god of theater. That's Dionysus. Oh, it's an O, not an I. You, not an I. Yes. A god from Greek mythology, whose name means young Zeus. He traveled to various countries, amassing numerous cults of fanatic worshippers. The philosopher Nietzsche designated the two central principles of ancient Greek culture, Apollonian and Dionysian, in his literary work, The Birth of Tragedy.
All right.
I see. Nice.
Alright. Nice up. Gonna watch that new DVD.
Oh!
If you want to live, put that pen to paper.
This is insane! How can I brush all that in a single sentence?
Damn it, you're breaking up. I'll call back later.
It's a story about an editor trying to rush a struggling writer to meet his deadline.
That editor is terrifying. No one could finish that many papers in such a short time. Does he even stand a chance? Yep. That writer was given an impossible task, but he kept on writing until his fingers bled. Maybe he learned a thing or two about guts from watching this drama.
I'm not knowledge enough in television shows to know what 31 is supposed to be a reference to. Feel free to leave it in the comments if you'd like.
Well then.
Hey, guess what? They finally granted my wish. Not so loud, jeez. We're still on the train, you know? What's this about a wish? They added a new course to the Yongen Giant batting cages. It's amazing. I never would have thought that it could... Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? Let's check it out together on the way home.
A new course? You sure seemed fired up about it.
Let's get started.
Well...
What's this?
What do you want to do?
Well... I want to save reading for the train, so... Let's make some infiltration tools.
Oh!
Because we're lacking as far as, damage-dealing items are. Might be good to stock those up.
Yeah! What do you want to do? 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 Yeah! Hey! You should stop soon. There'll be a hassle if people find out.
Apologies.
Yep.
Alright. Unfortunately, Sumire isn't available today. But there is still something that we can do here in Kichijoji that I'd like to check out.
Just had to rain.
As there appears to be some sort of monk standing over here. Wonder what his deal is. You can now quick travel to the temple in Kichijoji. What brings you here, young man? Oh my. I see intense emotions roiling in your eyes. Passion is not always dangerous, only if one knows how to calm one's heart. Why don't you spend some time in solitude here? Maybe you will attain enlightenment in the peace.
Calm one's heart? Does it mean you can meditate here?
Using the temple. If you meditate at the temple, you will be able to increase your maximum SP. However, time will pass. The more you meditate, the greater the effect will be. Check your schedule and use the temple diligently.
What do you want to do?
Sure, we need some time to relax a bit. Let's calm the heart.
Okay. Let's talk to the monk.
Very well then. Take your time and relax.
Wow! It's so unbelievably quiet here, considering it's only one wall away from the shopping district. Ah, these dark spots on the wood floor. They kinda look like shadows. Maybe I'll just drag my claws over them. Nah, you're getting off lucky today. Hey! Stop ignoring me. Hey! Are you listening? Morgana's voice is slowly getting further away. Say, did I close the window in my room? What are you freaking out for? Were you actually concentrating? I'm still getting distracted by idle thoughts. The expression on your face changed a bit, though. Is your mind a bit more composed now?
All right.
Want to head back? I think it's about time we call it a day. You're awfully quiet lately, boss. You okay?
It's good everyone's so damn happy. Not like it's some special occasion. Well, let's finish up 31.
Where have you been searching all alone,
Oh!
facing twilight lonely without a clue.
Well, where's the manuscript? I can't do this. I'm done for. Just keep writing. The president can still grant you an amnesty.
The editor demanded a manuscript, but the writer only hung his head in defeat.
For real? This is no time for writer's block. How's he gonna make the deadline? Oh! Okay. Well then.
Class is starting.
Hey, are you sleeping? No, it's fine. Let him sleep. Students are busy. It's normal to be tired. I'm a little sleepy myself. I was playing pretend featherman with my grandchild yesterday, and I got a little too invested. What? You all don't know Featherman? It's a Sentai series that teaches you about justice. We'll watch it in class someday. Speaking of which, did you know the concept of justice is different in Western culture and Eastern culture? Amaya, look at this. This is a statue of the goddess Themis. She's commonly referred to as the god of justice. She holds a set of scales and a sword, and she's stepping on something.
What's the answer?
Do you know what she's stepping on? A serpent.
This is it.
Correct.
A lot of stories tend to paint snakes as a symbol of sin, or some kind of agent of evil. In Western culture, justice tends to be about enforcing the rules. If you want everyone to live in harmony, rules are absolutely necessary. So anyone who disrupts those rules might just end up like this snake.
Nice going!
Eastern culture, on the other hand, views justice more like acting and thinking ethically. This exists in the individual. In other words, all humans have their own sense of justice. It's not an easy way to live, but I'm sure you will all be fine. Oh, time's almost up. So, about your homework. none for today. Get some rest. But make sure you're awake for the next class, alright?
No way! Yoshimaru's really... I'm getting the shivers.
Alright. Before we do anything else today... Oh, newspaper girl's got something to say. What's up?
If there's world peace, then there'd be nothing to report. Would that be good for the newspaper club?
No, it'd be bad. There'd be no business.
I guess there's a part of the news industry that needs people to be unhappy in order to thrive. There must be something to report during peaceful times. This is our true test.
Alright, let's head up to the rooftop. We have onions to pick up.
Good day! Good day!
I'm gonna plant some more carrots. Alright, the 24th. Okay. Next stop, Central Street. Gonna swap 31 for our last DVD.
Take a look around.
Tea. Now while we're here, I'm gonna swing by Big Bang Burger for a sec. Supernova Burger.
Please take your time.
Oh, this is the one we're looking for. A new burger by the reborn Okumura Foods.
You're kidding.
Alright. Now let's spend time with Sumire.
What? I see.
I'm trying to do everything I can do right now. I'm thinking of taking a special lesson from the coach at my club. It's a special program that centers around boxercising. It relieves stress, and it's open to the public. I was thinking you could come along if you wanted. Sure.
Thank you so much.
I'll introduce you to Coach Hiraguchi-san once my lesson ends. She's an amazing person. She's been guiding Kasumi and me since we were little.
We should get going. You know,
Kasumi helped me through this special regimen several times. It gets tough after a while, and your limbs start feeling heavier the longer you keep them up. Whenever we did this before, all I could focus on was how well Kasumi was doing, and how much I wanted to stop. Kasumi was probably so disappointed in me. I got tired out so quick. you frustrated?
It's not that I was frustrated. I just felt so miserable that I couldn't match up to Kasumi. She never doubted herself for a second. And then there's me. Oh, I think it's almost time for my coach to show up. I'm kind of nervous.
Is she scary?
Yes, you could say that. She's tough on us, but she's a great mentor. She's been helping Kasumi and me for a long time.
Even through all my stupid delusions as Kasumi, she never stopped helping me. I don't know what I'd do without her.
How are you?
Hello, Coach Hiraguchi. Sumire. Maybe it's just my imagination, but you seem like your old self again.
Yes, I'm sorry I worried you. I've been running away from what happened to my sister.
So you realized. Are you okay now?
Please, listen to me. I'm not totally back to my normal self, but I'm working towards a new goal. I want to be the best in the world. So now, I'm gonna do what I can as Sumire.
I see. By the way, who's this?
Oh, this is my senpai from school. We both came here for a lesson.
Oh, so you're... Fine. Let's have you go first, Sumire. You can start with your combination.
Yes!
She got some amazing moves. That was so freaking fast. She's really got those aggressive moves down. She really is just like her sister. Okay, you can take a break. We'll do some more later.
Phew. Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing me here. So, how did I do? I tried to put some real force into that combination.
You said you were going to perform as Sumire this time. I didn't see that at all. All I saw there was Kasumi, or a shadow of her at least.
What?
Kasumi defined her performance by her boldness, yes? But that's not something you can appropriate for yourself. It came from the energy within her. That's what made her Kasumi. I told you to think about who you really are. Seems like you still don't understand what I meant. You need to stop hiding behind Kasumi. If you keep denying yourself like this, how can she still call you her rival?
What's that supposed to...
I never wanted to draw attention to it, but Kasumi had a very competitive streak. She hated to lose. She would always tell me. She was so jealous of her little sister, and her delicate, graceful style. I can't lose to her, she said. She wanted you to see that.
She said that? That's impossible. Kasumi could do anything, and I was nothing.
I've said all I wanted to say, but I suggest you think a little harder about it. Okay, it's your turn now. Get ready. You okay?
Thank you, but I'm fine. I noticed she was quite impressed with your physical abilities. Compared to you, though, I was pitiful. Me? Graceful? Now that I think about it, I guess that's the one thing my coach used to compliment me on. But even with that, I couldn't match Kasumi's performance at all.
And now she says Kasumi saw me as a rival. I don't believe it. I mean, all I was doing was imitating her. Ever since the beginning, I was just following Kasumi. That was fine in the beginning. I loved being with Kasumi, and it was fun. But ever since I started noticing the difference in our gymnastic skills, one thing became clear. I'll always be someone less than Kasumi. I'm just worthless after all. Hey, that's not true. You're a lot stronger than you think you are. I know that much.
Thank you very much.
You're very kind, Senpai. Still, something occurred to me when Coach told me what Kasumi said. I realized, just like she wanted to show me what she could do, I still want you to see my own abilities. You remember? Like when I tried to show off back at the batting cages? Maybe that's what I need to chase. Maybe that feeling can help me get some confidence. It sounds like even Kasumi liked my more subtle and delicate moves, so if I mix it with her aggressive style, it'll be like a duet. Right? Maybe I'll be able to step up my routine. If the key here is showing you what I can do, then I just need you to watch me again. Senpai, will you go out with me again? Of course.
Thank you so much!
As long as I've got you behind me, Senpai, I can keep moving forward. I can sense a deep bond of trust from Sumire. Faith rank 7. Now Sumire can use Harrison Recovery.
All right.
I'll think about what else I can do. When I figure it out, I'll let you know. Oh, is it time already? Let's get going.
All right.
Got some more stamina in me.
Good effort!
Oh, Senpai! Thank you for coming with me today. Coach Hiraguchi's so strict, isn't she? She wasn't going easy on you at all. She used to make me and Kasumi work so hard. She was so harsh, she even made me cry a couple times. But Kasumi said she was probably tough on us because she saw our potential. Thanks to Kasumi supporting me with her strength, I kept working hard. It didn't seem like you were struggling at all, though. You might be just as tough as Kasumi. Amazing. I do love a good challenge. Oh, I see. So you let the struggle fuel you. I wish I could do that. I can't stop thinking about what she mentioned, though. My own energy, huh? I guess I'm the only one who can find that answer. But I'll try with everything I have. For now, though, I'll talk to you later. My shoulders are so stiff. I hope it's not my old age. Maybe for you it's old age, but my shoulders are a little stiff on their own. For very different reasons. Anyway, we got a DVD to watch, so let's go upstairs.
Where have you been?
Oh!
Been searching all along. Confessing while alone and without the
I saw you practicing your swing. Come on, join the golf club.
You don't get it. Don't you know how stressed I am?
I do get it. Because you're just like me.
It's a story about a teacher who recruits a ragtag group of misfits to restore the tea club to its former glory.
Yeah, he's not perfect, but he somehow manages to bring out the best in every student. By carefully observing each student individually, he can encourage the group in the best way possible. Maybe you learned a thing or two about proficiency from watching this drama.
Well then.
Am I an idol? No, not me. My mom lets me play games. We even play them together. I'm not going to get a facelet. I like my face. Oh, thought you said your nose was... Sorry, never mind. I don't mind the pay, as long as I can buy my trading cards.
Well then. What are your thoughts?
We'll go back to the shrine eventually. Koto's getting anxious. But we're gonna be spending time with Sumire again today. Hello, Senpai. Are you free today? If you don't already have plans, could we maybe meet up?
What? I see.
Senpai? I realized something. If I want to find that boldness, I have to do something about my mindset.
I was thinking...
I was thinking we could try having you watch me. Do you have some plans today?
Thank you so much.
Can we meet up at the store at Shibuya? There's something I'd like to show you. I'll go first and get myself ready. Now then, if you'd excuse me, I'll see you later.
This is...
Oh, this is so working for you. I know you said you wanted people to see you, so I put together something a little more wild and eye-catching.
Huh?
Is that... Sumire? Wow, it's like I'm a totally different person. You've got some of that carnivore energy, and a little herbivore meekness too. This Savannah style will definitely turn heads.
I see.
Well, I guess it's important to have a balanced diet? Yeah, we'd better intervene. Oh, Ren-senpai! I'm glad you made it.
So anyway...
I wanted to surprise you, so I got here a little early to dress up. I tried this ensemble based on the staff's advice, but what do you think? I've definitely been getting attention in this. Some people are even staring. This is sort of like showing off my own style, right? Maybe take another look at yourself.
No.
You don't like it? I thought it was a pretty cool outfit. Well, to be honest, I could tell some of this was a little off. I mean, they say these are leopard spots, but it could just as easily be some kind of mutant giraffe. Anyway, I should change. I thought this might help me find some answers, but I guess it didn't go in with much of a plan. So once again, I totally misinterpreted everything and made no progress at all. Classic Sumire. I wasn't like this when I was looking for my father's glasses. I feel like I'm doing so much worse than when I thought I was Kasumi. I don't even know if I'm worth showing off, let alone how to do it. Don't worry.
I'm here for you.
Thank you so much.
I need to make sure you see the real me. Okay. I don't have time to be lost in my thoughts. I'll find some clothes that'll help me show off my true self. But still, look at how many different styles there are. Huh? Why does this sweater have a hole? Where is the string going? Oh, what do I do now? This is a lot harder than I thought. This isn't it. All these clothes are very stylish. I'm not sure I really want to be seen in them. How do I want to be seen? Or how do I want Senpai to see me? Senpai. What? Please don't stare at me like that. What? You started it. Well, yes, but if you look at me, I don't know what to do. Right. Maybe it shouldn't be that one-sided. If I give other people attention, then surely I'd get attention in return. I think I get it. Oh. I think I'll try on this one.
Sorry to have kept you waiting.
What do you think? You look gorgeous.
What?
Cute? I mean, really cute? What are you trying to say, Senpai? I guess I know I'm happy to hear it. Thank you for letting me show you a part of myself. I made up my mind. Could you wait here for a second? I need to go buy this.
Thank goodness.
I'm so glad I found something good. Did it help? Of course. Thanks to you, I think I realized something. When I first saw that piece, I kind of fell in love with it. And, it's a little embarrassing to say this, but my first thought was that I couldn't wait for you to see me in it. I wonder what kind of face you'd make, or how you'd react. I wanted to see that side of you. Oh, I don't mean anything weird by that. I just wanted to show myself off to you, I guess. To see you, and be seen. The more I thought about it, the more important that feeling became. And then, suddenly, I just realized I wasn't nervous anymore. I see.
Oh,
I've always been really bad at making decisions on my own. I mean, Kasumi always picked perfect things for me anyway. I never really knew making my own decisions could feel validating. So I didn't really feel a need to choose anything for myself. After all, nobody expected me to. But today, I picked something because I liked it, and I felt confident in that. Even if you didn't like it, I don't think that'd change how I feel about it. Sounds like progress.
yes.
And I feel great about it. Is this what Coach meant? About Kasumi wanting me to see how she felt? If that's true, then did she really think I was... Well, I can't say for sure, but I think as long as I've got you supporting me, I'll be okay. I can sense a deep bond of trust from Sumire. Faith rank 8. Now Sumire can withstand a fatal attack.
All right.
Now, we should head home. thanks for coming out with me today. Oh, should we go buy some clothes for you next time? You could always try on that Savannah ensemble. I think it might even suit you better than me. Maybe.
Maybe some other time.
Thank you so much for going shopping with me today. Having you watch helped me find something I really liked. Oh, when I say it like that, it's actually a little embarrassing. By the way, where do you like to get your clothes from, Senpai? Resale shop. Wow, I had no idea. Still, I imagine you have to be quite particular. Would you mind taking me along the next time we go? I'm curious to see how you decide on what to take home. Isn't it so fun to pick out clothes, though? That one I bought today was so gorgeous. It's almost too nice for me to actually wear it. Though I guess that defeats the purpose if I want people to see me in it. Oh, I guess I'd better let you go. Talk to you later.
Well then.
Get some water. Alright. So tonight we're heading off to Kichijoji. Since it's Sunday night. And I believe our last trade of the game is also tonight.
Searching all alone. Can face it while alone.
You've heard of Big Bang Burger, haven't you? That's the fast food chain that recently got caught in a controversy with the Phantom Thieves. There's this rumor going around about how they're working on a comeback with a new burger. But that's not all. It's supposed to be some kind of super burger. It might be impossible to obtain, but if you manage to buy it, I'll trade you this old man's elixir. I'm looking forward to your haul. It must be the Supernova burger we bought earlier. Hey, my man, you're back. Did you manage to get your hands on the super burger? For real? I got this old man's elixir with your name on it. Shall we trade? Let's trade. Just as I had anticipated. Please accept this old man's elixir. So, the Supernova burger is indeed real. It's like a cosmic explosion, but there are also subtle signs of life. I'm sure the client will have his own Big Bang challenge with this. Thank you, young man. I'm truly grateful. Alright. Since we're here, we get one more chunky katsu.
What do you want?
And now off to the jazz club.
I see. What do you want to do? Hey! Oh!
Hey. Thanks for coming in.
This place rocks! This drink. Hey!
So, I know people tend to get the wrong idea about Sojiro, but he actually has a very big heart. Even though he seems to complain a lot, he always ends up getting me the things I ask for. That's why I take care of all the stuff he buys for me. And if something breaks, I try to fix it myself. There we go. Our support plus has maxed out. She can handle all the kundas.
Thanks for today. Okay?
I went to the fishing pond last week. You know, the one in Ichigaya. Oh, I didn't know about that. I take it you must like fishing then. Oh, you didn't know? Well, anyways, I was reeling them in with my usual technique. But suddenly I saw this monstrous fish's huge shadow. He would have been a worthy opponent at that size, but he got away. I made the right choice to go out there while it was snowing, even if it was cold. Hey, are you listening? Stop looking at your phone.
Fishing in the snow. It takes some willpower. You should try it sometime if you're feeling up to it.
We've already done that, Mona. Alright, new week. Water went down the wrong pipe. Attempting supervision of the state. Cheeto was a terrible human being. People like him should just get the death penalty. But wouldn't it be kind of bad if everyone started getting executed for just any old crime? Remember how everyone was talking about those Phantom Thieves taking on the government? The Phantom Thieves? Was there a group like that? I don't recall. Never mind that though. If it were me, I would. Are people forgetting about us? That's not good.
Oh! 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 Hey, Kotaro. It's really hard to say goodbye, isn't it? If I cry, do you feel sad too, Kotaro? You don't like it, right? Yeah, so this has to be the right choice. But is this really okay? Oh! Oh! Oh!
I don't think so.
Went right by it.
Oh!
One more vending machine.
Oh!
Alright. Haru wants to go to Mementos. We're gonna be spending time with Sumire again.
What? I see.
So, I wanted to tell you something today. May I have a little bit of your time?
Whoa, it's really chilly.
Wonder what she has to say.
Senpai.
Thank you so much. Oh, but as to where we'd go, if possible, I'd like to go somewhere we can have a quiet discussion.
Is that so?
You want to come over?
Um,
Your house, Senpai? I think that's a bit early. I mean, I don't know if my heart's ready for that, so... Oh, when you said come over, you meant to LeBlanc.
I'm so embarrassed.
I jumped the gun. I'm such an idiot. I suppose we'd be able to talk in peace there. If that's really okay, I'll head over there. Sorry for dropping in on you like this. I hope it's not too much trouble. No problem at all. Thank you. I just needed to talk to you about something in person. Wow, it smells great. Thank you. It's really good. Something about it is relaxing.
Please, listen to me.
I think I'll be ready to show Coach Hiraguchi my performance soon. And if you wouldn't mind, I'd like you to be there when I do. Is that okay? Oh, of course. Great. I'm so glad. But that's not what I came here to talk about. Do you remember what I said when we went clothes shopping? I talked about wanting you to see me, and how that helped me stop worrying. Yeah, I remember that. I'm so glad you remember. I was thinking about Kasumi. I wondered how she must have felt, thinking she didn't want to lose me, and wanting me to watch her. Maybe that's what we had in common. We both wanted someone specific to see our efforts, to see us as we are. As long as we have that someone watching us, we can stay strong.
So,
I finally realized something. I think part of Kasumi's strength came from that. I was the one she was thinking of. I never heard her say it, but maybe she'd been trying to tell me through her performance. I can't believe it took me this long to figure it out. I'm such an idiot. But I'm glad I finally realized it. Even as worthless as I am, I hope I still helped Kasumi somehow. I know you did.
yes.
I'd like to think that. Kasumi's beyond any apologies I could give her. I can tell her how I feel. She'll never see me perform. That's reality, and it happened because of me. I've been running away from that for a long time. But I'm done running now. It's time to stand on my own 2 feet. I want to live for both of us now, for the sake of everything we wanted. I want to grow even stronger. Even if I end up in tears from failing at a meet, or if the pressure's too much for me sometimes. With Kasumi's confidence and the grace she recognized in me, I'm going to keep moving up. I'm going to show Kasumi who Sumire Yoshizawa really is. I can sense a strong resolve from Sumire. Faith rank 9. Now Sumire can shield Joker from a fatal attack.
All right.
You know...
And so... Now that I'm committed to it, you know, not running away from my feelings, there's something I need to tell you, Senpai. Go ahead. Thank you very much. The nervous sweats just kicked in, I guess. I realized it was less a matter of showing off, and more wanting someone to watch me. That is, wanting someone special to watch me. Someone I'd want to have eyes only for me. And I thought to myself, well, for me, that special person's obviously Senpai. So, I think that means... I'm in love... Huh?
I love you.
I should choose my words carefully. But the last thing I want to do is make you uncomfortable, so... No, it's alright. I think I've known it for a while, but... I love you too.
What?
You love me back? Oh, uh-huh. So, I guess that means it's mutual then. So, what happens now? Wait, does that mean you'll be my boyfriend? Well, I mean, I guess that's what I'm hoping for. So... Oh, what am I saying? Take your time. Sorry, I'm the one who confessed, and now I'm totally messing this up. Honestly, I never expected I'd get this far. Phew.
Senpai?
Would you look at me for a moment? I want to know if it'll feel any different now that we're... Wow, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. You know what? Never mind. You! And you're so red right now.
I'm so embarrassed.
Because you're so close! What do I do? I'm so embarrassed, but... I want to be even closer to you, Senpai.
I love you.
I'll always want your eyes on me. I'm now in a relationship with Sumire. There's no turning back now. I think if we get any closer, we'll bump our glasses together.
No?
But we could always take them off. Sumire and I spent some time alone together.
Hi.
Anyways, I need to get going to practice. I took Sumire to the train station. Hi. Thank you very much for seeing me today. I'm sorry. Just pretending you didn't hear my voice cracking. I'm so selfish. Feel like I just left, but I already miss you. Just thinking about you stresses me out, but at the same time, I'm so happy, but stuck in panic mode. It feels like I'm constantly riding a roller coaster. don't know what to do. You'll get used to it. Is that even possible? I feel like you'd have to be some kind of Zen master to be calm about this. But I guess it's like gymnastics. I only get better by training. So for this, I should always stay at your side. Oh, it's useless. Just visualizing it makes me feel like I'm about to explode. I feel like I can barely make sense of all these feelings. But there's one thing I know for sure. I'm so happy that we've gotten this close. That our relationship has gotten this strong. Ren-senpai, please stay on my side forever. Oh, I'd better let you go. I'd love to keep talking, but I'll save it for another time. Yep. We've been saving our romance for Sumire. All this time. What's on TV? There was a footprint in the snow. That was the proof. I tracked you down based on the track you made. Are you serious? Ah, pardon me. That was supposed to be a joke. I guess my humor wasn't on the right track. Can I go home?
Leaving footprints in the snow. What an amateur. We'd never do something like that.
We got a crossword puzzle today.
Hey, hey!
Longest prison term. That's life. No, it's not meant to be taken literally. But it definitely feels like your life is gone in prison. Foreordained. Destined? Yeah. An ancient goddess of fate. We know about the three fates, and it starts with an L, so it must be Lachesis. One of the three Greek goddesses of fate, including her elder sister Clotho and younger sister Atropos. She measures out the thread of fate that is to be cut. Lachesis is also the designation for a genus of pit vipers more commonly known as bushmasters, the largest venomous snakes in the Western Hemisphere.
All right.
I see. Nice.
Okay, I did my research on the three fates, and I'm pretty sure Clotho is the younger sibling, and Atropos is the older one. Alright, let's finish up tea.
I don't know about this. What if I make a fool of myself on the course?
You've been preparing for this day. The only thing left to do is win.
The teacher fired up his students, who were getting nervous before the golf tournament.
The teacher knows his students well. He's giving different pep talks to each of them. Oh! Okay. Well then. It's so cramped in all these fluffy clothes.
Now for today's train news. Cold wave expected to accompany snowfall in Tokyo. It is likely that a large cold wave will hit the Kanto region. Companies with high employee satisfaction on the rise. Many workers have provided very positive responses. Crime rate reaches record-breaking low. Number of incidents is down by more than half compared to last year. Snow.
It's gotten really cold lately.
Morning.
It's another cold day.
Hey,
You know, the public's been acting kind of weird lately, huh? Even the people around me are talking different now. Or they're really weirdly optimistic. It's the same thing in town, too. Everyone seems kind of restless. And this is part of Dr. Maruki's power, too, isn't it? It's possible.
thanks.
Yeah, I guess it hasn't happened to everyone yet. But if we don't change Dr. Maruki's heart by the deadline, we're not even going to recognize that something is wrong anymore. We have to win, no matter what.
Oh, have you heard?
I was talking to my friends from overseas recently. They keep introducing me to new slang I've never even heard of. Well, English slang is constantly evolving with the times. Textbook English is more static. It's so lame. But sometimes you can work out the meanings behind slang through context clues. Some are just natural extensions of English language constructs that have already been in place for years. Others might combine normal words or use more common phrases in new or unusual ways. Take thirsty, for instance. Ordinarily, it describes a need for a drink. That's a pretty serious need, right? But as slang, it describes someone who's a little too desperate, like a boy who won't stop asking you out. Oh, and hangry. That's when you're so hungry it puts you on edge, and everything makes you mad.
I need an answer.
Mr. Amamiya, would you say you're feeling a little salty? What would salty mean if you used the slang sense?
Alright, I'll help. So we need to figure out what salty means in the slang sense. Maybe there are clues in words like it. You can call someone sweet, right? What does that mean when describing a person?
It means they're kind-hearted.
Yeah, you're right. And it has a pretty positive connotation. So what kind of connotation would salty have in that context?
A negative connotation.
Yeah, I think so too. After all, people only describe food as salty when the salt overpowers everything else. So if it's a negative connotation, then it had to mean someone's feeling bad somehow. And it's probably something you can say about yourself or other people. So with all that in mind, salty probably means resentful. Nice! I think so too. It makes me think of someone who's ready to pick a fight, you know? So if you call someone salty, it probably means they're angry or resentful. Phew, that was a rough one.
This is it.
Good.
Yes, it means you resent something. Other flavor-based descriptors apply to people, too, like sweet or sour. Slang can be rooted in many origins. Common words, acronyms, and of course, portmanteaus. Have you ever heard of the word frenemy? It's a portmanteau of friend and enemy. Think something like a rival or an enemy who acts friendly with you.
Nice going!
So, more fun than stuffy old standard English, right? But it's good to learn the rules before you break them. If anyone wants to learn some extra slang vocab, I would be positively psyched to offer some bonus lessons.
Frenemies, huh? I've had enough of backstabbing.
Yusuke wants to go into mementos. I believe our carrots are done.
Good day. Good day.
Well, they did say that a cold wave is coming. But I think we can sneak in some tomatoes. I mean, this is horror we're talking about. 29th. Alright. I know we're going a little bit over time, but I'll try and finish Sumire's confidant before the end of this episode. Where are we going next? Oh, right. We have to return tea. And Sumire isn't available today. So let's go meditate at the temple. The eyes, ears, and nostrils are all pairs, yet the mouth is not. Why is that so? Please pardon the musings of an old man. What brings you here today?
What do you want to do? Okay.
Yep. I can smell the old trees all the way from the walkway. I can't say I dislike this. This spot on the floor. It looks kind of like a cat. So what? Nothing, I guess.
Hey! Hey!
Say... my back itches. Still getting distracted by idle thoughts.
All right.
Want to head back?
Thought as much.
Figured you might be back soon. You know, I just remembered we haven't... I don't think we bought anything from, Tanaka's since the new semester began. Yeah, we got some stuff that we... Holy! Pricey. There we go. undergoing maintenance beginning on the 31st. Good thing we got to it in time. We don't have anything else to do at the moment. I want to take care of Maruki's pals before we finish our last video game. So, how about we train here at LeBlanc?
Oh, you want to do it?
Training in your room. Training in your room will cause time to pass, but it will raise your max HP. The more you train, the greater the effect will be. Check your schedule and use your time wisely.
Okay. Yes!
Without further ado, let's begin your training.
Nice going!
Didn't you buy some protein shakes? You're quite prepared. I'm impressed.
Protein shakes increase the effects of your training. Use them when you want to be more efficient in your workout. Sure, we'll take some protein.
Now, let's carry out our plan. Okay.
Alright, focus. You can do this. Clear your mind and focus on your center. Don't give up. Push past your limit.
Hey!
Are you alright? You haven't built up much muscle yet, so don't push yourself too hard.
Nice going!
It seems you gained some strength.
All right. All right.
Well then.
Now everyone. Well... What's this about?
Alright.
What do you want to do?
Let's make some more infiltration tools.
Oh! Yeah! What do you want to do? 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 Yeah! What do you want to do?
Right.
Yeah! Hey!
That's annoying.
Yep.
Snow's coming tomorrow. Think we'll get a real blizzard?
Who knows? You rarely ever see heavy snow in Tokyo. I predict heavy snowfall. But it's gonna be wet snow, so it won't really pile up much. Sources? Some guy on TV. Oh no, my flower beds! I should go check on them. I'm sure they'll be fine. But if you need help with them, I'll do what I can.
Indeed. Ryuji can as well. Man, you can't just volunteer me. Not that I wouldn't, though. Ain't any hefty lifting done, I'm your guy.
Actually, if the snow's gonna be that bad, you think it might have some effect on the metaverse too? We might as well keep it in mind when we plan for tomorrow.
What are your thoughts?
The deadline's coming up. We've still got time, but the sooner the better.
Hey!
On does have a point. It would do us well if we take advantage of the snow that's coming tomorrow.
So maybe we'll go into mementos tomorrow. But for today, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The final confidant rank up. And it's with our girl.
What? I see. I'm actually going to go and perform my routine for my coach right now. I was hoping you'd come watch me, Senpai. I'm confident that I can show her my answer through my routine.
Nothing matters more to me.
So, if you got the time to spare on me, then please.
Thank you very much.
Then let's get ready and head over to the gymnasium.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It looks like my coach is yet to arrive. I'm usually so nervous when Coach Hiraguchi watches my performance. Partially because she's worked with me for so long. That's why I don't want to let her down. But today I'm excited about this.
You look radiant today.
Thank you. When you compliment me like that, I feel like everything's going to turn out well in the end. Thank you for making time to observe me today. I really wanted to get an unbiased evaluation from you.
You got a good look on your face today, Sumire.
Yes, ma'am. I'm confident in the routine I'm about to perform.
Well, at first glance, I'd say you look like you've got it all figured out. But I'm here to gauge your performance, not just let you brag about it. Now, begin.
Ma'am.
Even her starting form's changed. Could this be your doing?
Just watch.
Oh, really?
All right, let's start. Thank you for watching.
You've grown so much, Sumire. I'm sure this is no surprise to you, but the path to international success will be harsh and relentless. Are you ready?
Absolutely. I will be #1 in the world of gymnastics. I will make our dream a reality.
Glad to hear you're so sure. With your natural grace and dedication to reach the gauntlet, no matter how far it is from your grasp, your dream is no longer impossible. And you're the one who decided that, not me.
Huh?
You didn't even realize it, did you? Today's the first time you've told me you will win on an international level. Until today, you'd only tell me, I hope I win.
Oh!
Perhaps you even have someone special. The person who makes you want to dance just for them?
Well, that's,
My, it seems you haven't quite made a total transformation.
Don't rush it.
It's good to hear you have someone who really understands you in your corner. Your performance today truly was impressive. I'm looking forward to your next lesson already.
Coach. Me too! Coach Hiraguchi liked my routine.
You must be happy.
Happy doesn't even begin to describe how I feel. I'm super duper happy right now. Thanks to you, I feel like I've finally found the answer I've been searching for, as well as discovering what's most important to me while performing.
And that is?
Do I really have to spell it out? I've learned all sorts of things from my time with you. Now, I can show everyone how I really feel, and the two of us can take the crown of the gymnastics world.
I feel a strong bond with Sumire.
I am thou, thou art I. Thou hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of faith, granting thee infinite power.
Our girl has had quite the journey through this game. I like that about her. And thanks to that transformation, she has had a second awakening.
Alright. Alright.
You can now fuse Maria, the most powerful persona of the Faith Arcana.
This is the new me. I finally found it.
Alright.
Sumire's persona Sondrian has transformed into Vanadis.
I know it's a bit late, but I can feel my body start to shake. I think it's finally hitting me. I managed to really give it my best.
You are amazing out there.
Really? Then, I'm glad I pushed myself hard enough for you to see my best. Senpai, I have a favor to ask. Will you hold me tight, like before? Oh no, I thought this would stop my shaking, but now it feels like my heart's about to burst.
I feel the same way.
You're right. Your heart's pounding too. If I can just hang on to this warm place in my mind, I feel like I can push myself further than I've ever gone before. I love you, Senpai. Now and forever.
I've spent a long time with Sumire. Alright. I think we can drop Dear Rahan. Also, look at this beauty. Looks a lot like Arsène, doesn't it? We've really left an impression on her.
Hello, Senpai. I wanted to thank you for everything. I feel like I've finally managed to move past the trauma. I'm ready to be an international champion. And Kasumi, well, she'll be right there with me. That's why I want to turn this world back to how it used to be. I want to keep my promise with her.
we're our world champions.
Huh? The whole world? You're right. Why stop at gymnastics? We'll be the true champions of our world. With me, Kasumi, and you combined, I have faith in our power. I'm thinking of tying my hair up again. I know it sounds a little pretentious, but it'd be proof of my resolve. Like a reminder, so I'll always remember Kasumi's true feelings. Oh, I'm sorry for taking so long. I hope we can accomplish even more together. Okay, good night.
Alright. Get one last night of training in, and then we'll end the episode.
Oh, you want to do it? Yes!
Last protein shake.
Now, let's carry out our plan. Okay.
Good job. Let's keep up the hard work.
Nice going!
All right. All right.
Well then. Hey!
Alright, we grabbed a seat on the train. We have our last book to read. The Unknown Language of Flowers.
Nice!
If you learn more about flowers, it'll be useful when you work at that florist job.
Oh!
So you finished reading Flowerpedia. That book covered all types of flowers and what they mean to people. Now, won't that be handy at the florist job?
All right.
You have gained newfound knowledge on the language of flowers. You can now see greater detail in the flower explanations while working as a florist.
Morning!
Holy crap, this snow is crazy. It's freezing but exciting at the same time. Say, you think there's been some kind of change in mementos too? We'll go see, but I have to get ready first. I'll check it out after you're ready. Come on, sound good? Promise me you'll think about it, alright, man?
Oh yeah. I wonder how those vegetables on the roof are doing.
Well, suppose we can check on that. Well, we can check on that next episode. When we, get ourselves prepped up and ready to go into mementos. And see what changes have occurred, not just from this cold wave, but from Maruki's influence. So until then, stay safe, have a good day, and thanks for watching.